Welcome to today's webinar. I'm Doug from SalonDoc, and I've got Miss Siobhan from Phorest with me. How you doing, Siobhan?
I'm doing great.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's see, why did that go so big? Sorry, just doing something on my screen. So today we're going to talk about the retail paradigm shift. Um, and the thing that I think is different about that, hang on, I'll have to leave that there. Um, is we got to think about things differently. Because I think the problem is we've thought about the way we've thought about business and how you make money in the business. I think just needs to change. So hopefully everybody's willing to think a little bit differently because I'm going to make you think a little bit. I'm going to propose some things that are going to make you think a little bit differently. So if you're okay with that, type okay in the chat. Type okay that you're okay to think differently. Siobhan, you ready to think a little differently?
Always.
I would not doubt it from you. All right, so here's the first part of it is the service is not our main business. And I think that if you want to make money, if you want to make money in the salon and hair business, then the service doing the hair is not the main business. What I mean by that is in order to make money off of hair historically in the industry. I mean, in the industry, it's a low profit industry anyway, the way it's been done for years. This is one of the reasons why, because on hair, if you do it really well, you do everything really well, you're lucky to make 3 to 5% profit off of hair. Um, and I mean, you're lucky if you do that. Most people break even and sometimes lose money off of hair services. So that's why we've got to think about it differently. We got to think of that hair is not our main service. Is it important? Yes, it's very important. It's important because we need to have people come in. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of a case study. Bucky's. So if you have heard of Bucky's, type in I have. Um, Saran, have you heard of Bucky's? Do
I
you know what
have
Buc
heard of cookies, yeah, yeah, I
Have you
have.
ever been to one?
No, I haven't, but I really wanna go. I heard the food is really good.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's a unique thing because so what they do, like I said, it's gas station, and they've got hundreds of pumps, literally hundreds of gas pumps. I mean, it's huge. They usually do it on their own. Um, they make their own exit off of the interstate in most cases. Uh, so you would think, okay, well, they're in the gas business. They've got 100 gas pumps, but that's not the business they're in. They're using gas to get you to come in there. The business they're in is selling the food that you mentioned. They've got really good food, got a wide variety of food, from sweets and treats to, barbecue to beef jerky to roasted nuts. They've got the whole 9 yards. But they've also got clothing. They've got outdoor stuff. They've got camping stuff. They've got all the drinks and beverages. They sell wine. They sell beer. They sell um, livestock feed. They do all kinds of stuff. But their point is they're trying to get you in the door so that you'll buy it. And they're also known for very clean restrooms. Another thing that gets people in. So once you stop, we're at our house in North Carolina right now. So when we go back and forth from Pensacola to North Carolina, we always stop at Bucky's because halfway through the gas is significantly cheaper. That's their hook. So I mean, it's like anywhere from 30 to 50 cents a gallon cheaper. And I know you drive a lot, Siobhan. Um, just kidding, Siobhan
Don't
doesn't.
out don't out me.
um, so anyway, you can get the gas much cheaper. So I like to stop there because I'm filling up the tank. But then like Adeline, our granddaughter that travels with us, and she's got to stop and got to go in and look at all the Bucky stuff. And it's a thing. It's a, we traveled and that's what they've made it. But they made a lot of money doing it. It's a very successful franchise, but gas is not their main business. It's selling the retail. Um, so that's where we've got to realize that retail is our main business. So, like I said, Bucky's sells their gas at an extreme discount. They make a little bit of money based off of volume, but not very much money off of gas. That's not, they weren't using the gas to get you in. And that same thing is the hair business. What we need to look at is our services are our loss leader. So the gas is the loss leader. They're willing to take break even or lose a little bit of money on the gas to get you in there. So for us, the hair is the loss leader. You know, we need the foot traffic. Um, that's where we get to here. What we're looking for is foot traffic. Bucky uses gasoline to get it. We use hair to get it. So, like we said earlier, it's super important that we do good hair because if we don't do good hair, we're not getting the foot traffic. So it's still important that we do amazing hair. But to make money, that's not really what we're looking for. It's just like, you know, how much money do you think, Siobhan, you can answer this. How much money do you think that Victoria's Secret spends on advertising a year?
God, I wouldn't have a clue. I know I haven't
Millions.
seen any ads.
It's millions, you know, and they're doing it to get you to walk through their door. It's like they would pay a lot of money to have 50 to 100 people walk through their store every day. We don't have to do that because we have 50 to 100 people walking through our store every day to get their services done. What we got to start focusing on is the retail because the retail is where the profit is. If we want to make, because you should be able to make 20+% profit off of your retail, but we got to get to, and we know that people that walk in, we know that 98% of them use shampoo and conditioner. We know that most of like we actually sell deodorants, we sell soaps, we sell lotions, we sell makeup, and we know that most of the people walking through our door use those things. They're just not necessarily using it from us. So that's what we're going to talk about today is how do we switch that around to where they start to use it from us. Okay. So I'm going to do a case study. Gene Juarez salons are out in Washington State and they did they were looking at switching up. They wanted to get their retail sales up. So they tried to do a different thing. Their plan was devise a plan on dramatically increasing retail sales and therefore profits. So their first approach was we're going to double the service provider's bonus for 2 months. So say we're giving you a 20% bonus, we're going to give you a 40% bonus on all the retail that you sell. So Siobhan, do you think that would be exciting to you? Would that be something that
Yeah, once there was people for me to sell to, then yeah.
right. So that they said, okay, let's do that and see if that motivates them. See if we just boost sales by doing that. Okay. So the result was they increased retail sales by what? What percentage do you think they increased their retail sales by, Siobhan?
I don't know, maybe 30%?
No, lower. Try a lower number.
Oh, 15?
It's lower. And y'all in the chat are welcome to chime in too. Uh, I won't hold you in suspense too long, but increased by 2%. So by doubling the retail, so the reason is you were still trying to get the most unmotivated person inside of your business to sell your retail. Like most service providers do not want to be a salesperson. So even though you doubled the money that they can make off of it, they still weren't motivated. And that's been the problem. And that's the paradigm that we've operated under, right? That service providers need to sell more. We got to get them to sell more. They don't want to sell. I mean, if you keep want to keep going down that road, then you know if you enjoy pushing Jello up a hill, then it's a really good road to keep going down because it's very frustrating. Now if you've been frustrated, type frustration into the chat for me. But that's where people get frustrated. It's like I'm doubling your money. Why aren't you selling it? Because they don't want to. So let's quit trying to make them do it. So they said they were going to do a second approach, and they said they are going to merchandise and promote the retail aggressively. That the business was going to take back over responsibility for sales of the retail. So, Siobhan, what do you think the results were on that?
Well, since we went solo last time, I don't know if you're luring me down the garden path here. I'm gonna go with 10%.
10%,
Yeah.
10% for the win. Uh, however, results went up by 20, or I mean 60%. So whenever the business took over the responsibility for the retail, so because a lot of times what happens, and Siobhan, you've been in tons of salons, you walk in and a lot of the retail sometimes is like books on a bookshelf. It's not engaging. So we want to talk about how do we engage it. So um, there are three legs to the retail stool, in my opinion. We're going to talk about each one of these. The first one is merchandising. How do we merchandise better? Second one is how do we run good promotions, not just promotions because my brand's running a promotion, so I'm going to run a promotion because I'm supposed to run a promotion. We're going to do intentional promotions. And then last but not least is the loyalty program. So, what is the uh, why are we getting people to come? Why should they do it? What's the loyalty program looking like? Um, so we'll go through each one of these. First is, and I'm going to ask you this question, Siobhan. What is, you know you're going to begin taking a quiz today, did you?
Yeah, no, I didn't. I'm glad I drew my eyebrows on. I wasn't supposed to be on camera.
I'm glad you're on. So what's the purpose of merchandising? What do you think the purpose of merchandising is?
I mean, I'm a bit of a magpie, so shiny, nice things my eyes drawn to, and I am your perfect client. I love buying stuff. So,
So merchandising, and in the chat, if y'all want to answer any of these questions in the chat, feel free to do so. Um, so what we want with merchandise, we want to get their attention and engagement. So the merchandising is to engage us. That what we don't want, worst thing that can happen is that a client walks in, sits down, and gets on their phone. That's death for retail sales. So we want to engage them. We want to get them going. We want to get their interest up, get them moving. So, I put this dance picture here because it's like you're wanting to start the dance. We're starting to, dance someone through all the way to the cash register where they happily purchase something wonderful. Okay. So a couple ways that we could do it. I really like a curly hair table where you've got it. So if you've got curly hair and you see these pictures of this gorgeous hair, you're probably going to go over and go, okay, what's this about? I would love for my hair to look this way. So it gets them up, gets them engaged. So you'd put the tools that you would use to get curly hair. You'd put some products that would get used to do curly hair. So then it also keys the sales desk. And by the way, we don't call them front desk; we call them sales desk because their job is sales. But if they see someone engaging in that table, then they immediately know that they can start a conversation because the client's already started it by showing interest. Right? So if you were looking at this Siobhan, I'd say, "Hey, so what do you think about that hair? Oh my God, that's gorgeous. I'd love for mine to do it." Right? And so then you say, "Okay, well, these are the things you do. You can talk to your stylist about it, and we can pull some of these things for you. And by the way, we've got some great promotions that are going along with this right now. See how it starts that whole dance that we were talking about. Uh, Another idea is to have a mannequin with hot tools next to it to show the difference. How can I make my straight hair curly? How can I make my curly hair straight? And so if you have uh, associate or someone that's not busy, they can kind of actually do demonstrations when you've got people sitting there watching. Again, you get engagement and you start the conversation. Does that make sense? And this is one of the other ones is to make sure that you've got things. I call this the TJ Maxx aisle. My wife Alice loves TJ Maxx. If you ever been to TJ Maxx, it's got this aisle that you walk. It's got all these impulse buys, and they do it on purpose. Like cattle. They run you through this stall that's got all these impulse buys, but it works. I mean,
yep.
you can't help but to look and touch and start to pay. So I don't know what their sales are from that aisle, but I imagine it's high. So we want to make sure that near our checkout that we've got impulse buys there. So what are things that are doing it? And then a couple other ideas or tactics. So what's the first word that you see there, Siobhan?
Free, it's my favorite word.
Right. if you saw that from across the salon, so this would be a sign that we would have with our hot tool, that you get a free styling product with purchase. Well, from where you would be sitting or where you walked in, all you would be able to read is the word free. So your human instinct and your especial feminine prowl that you have is not going to allow you to stay seated whenever you see that, especially you see the word free and it's over hot tools that are hundreds of dollars. You're not going to just be able to sit there and go, oh, something's free over there. I'm going to ignore it. Am I correct?
No, but you know that it's my favorite word. I'm like a hawk.
Right. All right. So it's going to get people to go over and engage. There again, it makes it so much easier for the sales desk when someone actually engages in it. Because then the next word is okay, what styling products are free with this? And so what goals are you looking for? So then we start that dance that we were talking about, right? Couple other ideas do, top three sellers having a kiosk that has top three sellers. Everybody wants to know what are top three. I don't want to miss out. I need to know, am I buying one of the top three? Am I a cool kid buying one of the top three sellers, right? Uh, Also stylish choice. That's it. Okay. The professional says this is her choice. She uses it all the time. Must be good. Another thing that I like are QR codes with videos, specifically videos that your stylist have made, that they're talking about their favorite product, because then comes across so much more authentic. Um, Also like product videos on the TV. So anything that you have from your brand, having it looping on the TV there again, it engages people and get them to go. So that's the idea behind merchandising. So Siobhan, again, what was the point of merchandising?
To start the dance.
Yes, to get their attention engagement, to start that beautiful dance that we're going to do. Okay. So
I
next
love
part of the
the
quiz. What is the purpose of a promotion?
am I to answer?
This is towards the end of the dance. This is what gets you to the end of the dance floor. So what do you think the purpose of a promotion is?
Oh,
And you
to
can
close
answer in the
it.
chat too if you want.
Yeah,
Do what?
to close it, like to lure them into actually call to action to do it, to actually
Yeah, there
make the
you
sale.
go. Gold star.
Thanks.
Yeah, to get the client to purchase. Because I mean, if you're just doing promotions to do promotions, then you're missing the boat. What we want to do is to do a promotion that, like, if you're looking at something and then I tell you what the promotion is, you're like, well, now I'm an idiot if I don't get it, right? Because that's a great promo. Okay, yes, I'll do it. And the way that I always tell people to look at it is, what makes you buy? What's the thing that triggers you to buy when you're in your favorite store? What promotion is it that usually gets you to buy? And then so do the same thing because most people are like most people. So you're like a lot of other people. There's gonna be a small group of people that I never buy anything. I'm resistant to all stuff. Okay, fine. You're the 2%. Most people, they just have interest, and then you give them, and this is the promotion that we're running. They're going to buy. Do you agree, Siobhan?
Yes, every time
Okay.
I'm in Ireland and I know that I'll get my tax back on a handbag, I end up buying one even if I don't need it. So yeah,
See, there's your
promo. Yeah,
promotion.
I told
I
you I'm your
can't
best
miss out on
customer.
it.
I need to move to Pensacola so I can come into Penton House.
That's right. That's right. So one of the promotions that I like is buy two, get one free. Um, it, because especially in our industry, buy one, get one free doesn't really work because it's that shampoo and conditioner. I want them to buy shampoo, conditioner, and get a styling product for free. And it has to be caveat, it has to be something new that they haven't tried before. So of the three things, one of them needs to be new to them. Because what we want to do is expand their wallet, right? We want to expand what they're doing. And by the way, with the hot tools, back up for a second. The reason that we do the free product with it, because we don't discount our hot tools. We used to. We used to put hot tools on sale for 25% off or 50% off, whatever, to get them to move. Problem is whenever you do that, it just goes away. You never make that money back because they're not buying another hot tool for 2 or 3 years. So, but the styling product, they are gonna buy again. Probably about every 8 weeks, they're gonna buy that styling product again. So now then whenever I do it, they get the free thing. So they're still getting, a $35 value. They're getting that for free for buying the hot tool. But for me, they've gone on and bought it. And if they do that over the next 2 years, I will have made, so this is the math on this. If I discounted, say, $200 product, I did a 20% discount, I would have given away $40 that I'm not going to recover. If I sell that same $200 hot tool and I give away a $35 product, then over the next 2 years, I will make over $400 profit. So one, I'm losing $40, never to regain it again. The other one, I'm making $400. That's the power of the difference. So buy two, get one free, I like a lot. There's our free styling product with the purchase of a hot tool. I always love a gift with purchase of $100 because if you're at $70 and say, well, you're going to get this beautiful bag or this beautiful kit, this beautiful whatever. If you go ahead and spend $100 on something you need anyway, what are you going to say, Siobhan?
You know I'm gonna say yes.
Right. So those are things that we want. What's the thing? What's the promotion that you need to run that's going to trigger you going, okay, what do I need to do? So let me just buy because I don't want to miss out, right? So now then, next, this is the last question, Siobhan. Yeah, you're doing pretty good here. Um, so what's the purpose of a loyalty program? The third leg of the stool.
Retention?
Kind of, sort of, not the full purpose. So, because that's the thing, a lot of people get this wrong, by the way. Um, it's to change the client's buying habits. So my loyalty program needs to be powerful enough to change my clients' buying habits. And what I really love about Forest is they really have set up the loyalty thing where there's a lot of aspects of it really work well. So I'm a huge fan of that. Um, but most loyalty programs lose money. Do you know why? If you don't, you can just say, "Have no idea, Doug."
I mean, are they giving away too much?
Well, they're giving stuff away for what people were going to do anyway, right? I love getting my hair done here. I buy my products from here. I do it, and you're not changing my buying habits. I was going to do it whether you had a loyalty program or not. So you're just giving me a bonus, saying, "Oh, please don't ever leave. Here's something for free." Um, that doesn't necessarily work. If you have that it's better to not have a loyalty program if that's what you're doing. So what we want to do is we want to change people's buying habits. So the way that we design the loyalty program makes a big difference. Um, so one of the things we want to do is we want to reward what we want more of. So it's like for us, you get 1 point for every service dollar, you get 2 points for every retail dollar because we want more retail sales. We also bonus people for buying gift certificates for someone other than themselves because we look at gift certificates as a way to get new clients. So if they're buying it for someone other than themselves, then that's a great thing. And by the way, little bonus note here: if you're doing gift certificates, be careful that you're not just discounting people. They're buying gift certificates for themselves, so they're discounting money that they were going to spend anyway. You're just losing money. You're just giving money away. If you ever want to talk about what that looks like, how to design a gift certificate program that actually brings money into the business instead of sucking money out, because I know sometimes people do it. Oh, we had this big gift card sale. We brought in $10,000. It's like, yeah, but your entire clientele just discounted their services for the next year. And you wonder why you got a cash flow problem. That's why. Okay. Anyway, back to where we are. Get me distracted. Uh, so one of the things we want to do with our loyalty program is we want it to be very attractive. So we want to have something that gets their attention. I see you smiling, Siobhan. You're looking at this ring. Is that do you like diamond rings? Do you like engagement rings?
Yeah, no one will give me one, but yeah, I
Yeah.
think I'll yeah.
I think we're gonna fix that problem. Um, so we wanted something to be very attractive. We want things to it's got to get their attention. 'Cause it's like, hey, sign up for our loyalty program, and if it's just the run of the mill, oh, you get a couple dollars off of this, or you get a little free travel size at this point. Okay, so what? Sure, I'll sign up. But I'm not changing people's buying habits at that point, right? So we want to get their attention. So one of the things that we did is we have a $500 Delta gift voucher that they can get. So they can earn a Delta plane ticket. You can get a $100 voucher, a $250 voucher, and a $500 voucher. So that gets people's attention. Hey, you can get a free plane ticket by shopping with us. How do I do that? The more that you buy, the more that you get. So then there again, so of the things that they get, and this is another thing that I really love about Forest, double your retail point or double your loyalty points if you go ahead and pre-book today. And so that way our sales desk gets to have the conversation about loyalty every time. It just rolled, it's like, hey, do you want to double your loyalty points today? Well, yeah, I do. Well, if I'm doubling them, maybe I should go ahead and get that shampoo and conditioner that I was thinking about getting and that I was going to wait. If I can double them today by pre-booking, I will. And by the way, Force does it very smart. They the points aren't awarded until the person actually comes in for the appointment. Because I know some people in our group is like, well, I'm not doing that. They're just going to book it and then they're going to cancel it. Well, if they do that, they don't get the points. So we do explain to them, you'll get so whenever you come for your pre-booked appointment, you will be awarded the points that you got today will be doubled. So that is a very good aspect. It helps your pre-book rate, gets them more loyal. All those things work together. Um, Another thing, so I'm just gonna have a little Forest love fest here. But another thing that I love about Forest is the new to you. And that's kind of what we call our loyalty program anyway, is the new to you. Because I do like that it forces them into something new. There again, we're changing their buying habits, we're expanding their wallet that they're spending with us. We know they're buying these things anyway. We want them to buy it from us. So we're trying to give them a really good reason to buy it from us. Um, so we're expanding it. You can try a service that you haven't done before, and we only do for services. We only do additional services like deep treatments, conditioning treatments, eyebrow wax, stuff like that to get somebody. If you've never had an eyebrow wax class, you can use it to get one. Makes sense. Hopefully, to get them doing that before, and with uh, conditioning treatments for hair, that one if they can get that one for free, 90% of those are going to come back and ask for it because it makes your hair feel so amazing. And you're like, "Yeah, when do I get to get this again? When do I need to do this again?" And now our average ticket just jumped up. Um, Again, we're changing their buying habits. But one of the important things that we need to do that I think we dropped the ball on a lot of loyalty programs is we don't necessarily keep our clients engaged. It's like, oh, we just revamped our loyalty program. We're going to let everybody know we just redid it. We make this big hoopla about it. 6 months later, it's crickets. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's aware of it. And one of the biggest telltale signs, if you have a stylist leave and you reach out to their clientele and say, hey, you still got loyalty points. If you'd like to use them, we'd love to have you, still come back and use your loyalty. And they go, you had a loyalty program? I had no idea. It happens all the time. I'm telling you, it happens all the time. You go, "Oh, I didn't know y'all had a loyalty program." Yeah, you actually have like 10,000 points. Um, so if we don't keep the clients engaged, it doesn't work. So there again with Force, very easy to do it inside of their text and marketing. So you know, let's do it. Let's keep them engaged on a weekly, on a monthly thing. Let's send it. Let people know. Um, the other one is on social media. Make sure that you're sending out to your people. What's got like we've got I know two different clients that are on the verge of getting that $500 plane ticket or voucher for a plane ticket. And when they do, we're gonna make a big stink about it. Because sometimes they, oh yeah, yeah, sure, you're giving a ticket away, but no one's ever gonna get that. And that, well, look at there, someone got it. So, and by the way, one of the other things that we do also is um, we allow families to share points so they can pool their points to get it. Because there again, I want to change their buying habits. I want everyone that lives in the stinking house to be coming to the penthouse. I want little Jimmy coming and getting his haircut done. I want John, the husband, coming and getting his haircut done. I want Susie that's in high school getting her prom stuff done. I want the mom's going, you're all going there because we're getting that damn plane ticket. So everybody's going to the penthouse. But there again, we're making a lot more money because we're getting the whole family. We're giving them a reason to shop with us. So some things you need to do. Make sure that you've got signage, that you've got signage that's going to engage people, at the stations, at the sales desk, so that people understand. And then on the other things is the stylist needs to see the benefit to them. They've got to understand that there's money involved with them. Because the problem is, or one of the problems that can happen, sometimes your stylists think that the loyalty program ends up hurting them. Oh, my client uses it. I don't get credit for it. So they're like, they don't want to talk about it. So we want to make sure that they see what it is. So one of the things that we do, and this one of the things I did at Gene Juarez that I think is very smart, is they still, even though the business is taking on the responsibility of selling the retail, we still bonus out 20% to the service provider as a thank you for bringing the people in. It's no longer, you got to sell, you need to start selling, you need to da 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 da, which none of them want to hear. And I get it. Um, they just get, hey, thanks for having your people come in. I mean, I would love my goal is to have every one of our stylists getting $1,000 a month in a retail check. I mean, this is thanks for being here and doing business with us. Here's your check. Thanks for having your people come in. Um, because we got to make sure that they don't see the redemption as hurting them. You like that? Because they do. If they see it as painful, they're not going to promote it. So we got to make sure that they're wanting to promote it. So they got to see it as a benefit with money raining down on them, not as something that somehow they're losing money. That's one of the reasons, by the way, that we don't do full services. They can't get full services because they're going to see that as a negative, even though if it's a new thing, it would be a new thing. Okay, so new paradigm shift. The salon is taking back responsibility for the retail sales. Um, it is your business. You need to run it like a business and look and see where the profit is. So we need to take responsibility. And anybody in our group, they're not allowed to go, oh, I just can't get my people to sell. It's quit. It's not that. How well has that worked for you the last 20 years? You've been frustrated with that since you opened your salon. Like I said, you must love pushing Jello up a hill because you just love being frustrated. So we're taking back responsibility for that. And by the way, it's a long game. You can't put these things in place, and it doesn't instantly happen. But your RTS starts clicking up by 1 or 2% every month over a year. That's significant. It's going to take a while to change people's habits. It's going to take a while for all this to really engage. Um, so the second part of it is that stylist responsibility is to educate their guest, not to sell. I want them to educate on the loyalty program. Oh, by the way, another good thing about Forest is their app, because on their app, it will show their points on the front and they can do a countdown. They can say, if I want that plane ticket, I'm going to do a little countdown and it will tell them how close they are, kind of gamify it a little bit, how close they are to getting that reward. So there again, top of mind. And by the way, that's why we want to keep it in front of the clients. If we're going to change their buying habits, they got to, oh yeah, I'm not buying that from Ulta. I'm not buying that from Target. I'm not buying that from wherever. I'm buying it from the Penton House because I want that reward. So stylists need to make sure that they're informing their guests about loyalty program. They need to be talking about the current promotion. And by the way, I've never had anyone complain. I've never had stylists complaining about doing those two things because it feels like a give. Hey, you could get a plane ticket just by coming here and getting your hair done. I just want to let you know that. That's a give, right? Same thing with the current. Hey, if you get two, you get the third one for free. So if there's something you've been thinking about getting, you may as well get it for free today. It's a give. So they're okay doing that. The other thing is they just need to educate the client on what they're using. They don't have to close the sale. They don't have to go through all the things that they hate doing. Now, a few unicorns in the salon business that love closing, love doing the sell. Great, keep doing it. But in general, I just want you to educate your client. Why am I using this? What problems am I solving? And then we will take on responsibility for it. Do they still have retail as part of their level goal? Yes, because I need to make sure they're doing these three things. If that's what they're doing, then I know that they're doing what they need to do and I can afford to pay them more as they go up the scale. Does that make sense? All right. So we do have a free group that if anybody wants to join, it is a school group. And you just do this QR code and you can join the group. One of the things that we have in there is um, a calculator that will help you calculate the points because people go, okay, Doug, we got this $500 plane ticket. How in the hell did you figure out how many points? What was that about? So we built a calculator that you plug in what it is, and there's a training that goes along with it that explains how to use it, and it will calculate what are the proper points for anything that's above like $50. Now the lower ones you can use the Phorest algorithm in there to do your lower dollar things but the way the bigger one's set up of how you're looking, it also takes into account if someone's doubling their points by pre-booking, if they're some are partially doing it or if they're not doing it. There's a free training in there. It tells you how to do it. You can download the calculator and it takes some of the mystery out. And one of the tabs on there too, if you click on the bottom second tab, it will show you if someone redeems how much profit you made off of that promotion. So you'll be able to see it by because people say, "Why am I doing this?" Oh, it's to make money. And I think, but sometimes you got to see the money, so that shows you the money on the other side. So if you just want to scan that code, you're more than welcome to join the group. There's some other trainings in there. There's some little packages that you can get, all that good stuff. I do a call once a month. I'm also start doing a regular weekly call where I just talk about, how do we get here? How do we go from not knowing what the hell we're doing to figuring some things out and getting to over 20% profit. It was a journey. We screwed up a lot. That's the only way I've learned anything. So my goal is to help other people learn and not have to screw up as much and get there quicker is the idea. So that's the deal. And this has been new paradigm ahead, retail paradigm shift. So Siobhan, do you have any closing thoughts that you would like to put out today or
Throw me on the spot again, Doug. Yeah, no, it was brilliant. Really great content. I mean, I've been lucky enough to get to see bits of this over the years, because Forest and SalonDoc are affiliated, and I've been to your brilliant events, and I know that you've presented this before, but I feel like every time you do, it rings something new pops out of it, particularly around the like people do forget about those loyalty programs.
Mhm.
I have no idea what loyalty programs I've been enrolled in because very often it'll just happen automatically with no conversation. And then I'll get an email saying you've got 2,000 points. And I'm like, I didn't even know that I was involved in it. So maybe when I did need to purchase something or get a service done, I might have gone back there if I knew it was going to add on to what I already have. So yeah, letting
Yeah,
people
that's
know
a
is a big
that's
one.
a classic example of that whenever you were buying that anyway,
Yeah.
regardless of whether they had a loyalty program or not. But if you were aware of it, you would have made different purchasing decisions. And that's the thing that we've got to do is, we've done a lot of things in this industry. We just got to do some things better. We got to do them smarter and thinking about that bottom line. How are we actually getting that bottom line? And even though I said hair is not the main thing, you still got to do great hair. You got to do great hair to get people to walk through the door. But it's not the main thing. The main thing as a business owner is that we sell those people retail that they would love to have, that they use anyway, but they just buy it from us. So it makes a big difference. And I do think it takes a little while. It's not a magic bullet. But over a period of time, we've seen it. People in our group have seen it. You have to stick with it. You have to make sure that you're doing it correctly. You may screw it up the first time. But anyway, I hope y'all join the free group, get those downloads, and we'll rock and roll. So thank you so much for being on, Shaban. Thank you for giving me the privilege of presenting to your group, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.